Hi ladies, welcome to this really quick video regarding your nutrition and what's important. This is very basic, this video, so for those that have just started, this is mainly for you. So certainly if you're on a 6-week or 10-week program, then certainly have a watch of this video and you'll begin to understand the importance of how much we eat as opposed to kind of what we eat, because the fitness industry and the slimming world, the Slimming Club industry is very much led down different avenues. But it's ultimately down to how much we eat as opposed to what we eat, forgetting about time and stuff, but we'll go through that now. So the importance of what we eat. So, and you'll know, you won't maybe not realise this, but most diets like keto diets and the Cleanse 9 and the Cambridgeshire diet and all of those diets are basically about creating a deficit. Ultimately, that's all they're doing. So what we do when we do your body stats and we ask you about your life and what you do for a job and what you do, we know what you do at training, is we create a calorie total that you need to take, that you need to eat, which is in line with your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure, so that you're working to a calorie deficit. If that's your idea goal, your aspiration is to lose body fat and change your composition in a more leaner way, then we will put you into a deficit. So ultimately, on average, let's just say 1,500 calories is where you're at right now. So you need to be eating 1,500 calories to be in a deficit on a daily basis. So 1,500 calories, you can look at that in a weekly format, you can look at that in a daily format. It's entirely up to you. Obviously, you're just timesing that number by 7. So the most important thing that we will always talk about, we will never change what we do, because results have proven that it's about your intake, and not being under your intake is about being sort of bang on, if not slightly over your intake. Most important thing is, I'm just about to learn to write backwards so you can read it. I don't think I'm doing too bad. Is your calories. So the most important thing we want you to focus on, certainly for the first 2 to 3 weeks, is your intake. In fact, if you're on a 6-week program, I would say that this is the most important thing that you need to focus on for 6 weeks, is your intake. Because ultimately, our 6-week program is about setting you up to take you on your journey. People's journeys and aspirations aren't just 6 weeks long. You'll get results, and it's a long enough time to stay sustainable. And that's why this is so important in your journey. So let's just say you're on 1,400 calories a day. You don't want to be eating any more than 1550 each day. You've got a little bit of allowance over the top of that, but we're not going stupidly over. Now, macros are important, and we only ever really talk about one macro. And your macros are, you'll see them on food labels. Your macros are your carbohydrates, your fats, your proteins. So there, your macros are here. So your macros are important, but we're not going to talk about macros, because we really only talk about one macro, and that's protein, which will be a completely different video as to how much you should be eating. And I've written that the wrong way, so I'm going to try and write that the right way so I can do a video. Macros. Okay, so your macros. You're just about to see that. So the calories are the one thing I want you to think about. Then we talk about vitamins and minerals. Vits. Just write vitamins up there. Vitamins. Then you've got your timing, so when you eat. I'm going to write this normally because I don't really want you to be interested in this too much. And then the top tier is supplements. So that is the least most important things are these top 3 things, really. I don't want you to focus on at all. And the reason why we say that is they are important sort of a year, maybe 18 months down the line when you're getting closer, or if you want to start to look at becoming an athlete or training for a certain aspect, a certain race or something's going on. Those 3 things are really important. Just as these are obviously more important. They're a bigger chunk of this pyramid. These are important, but ultimately, the most important thing, and generally you're going to be a busy mum or a busy lady that just works. It's about making this a sustainable thing, so that you can take that forward into normal life Because at the end of the day, we want you to have a sustainable result and not just something that's a quick fix. We're never going to deliver a quick fix. It's going to be based on how much you eat, making it family friendly, making it kid friendly, so that you can, at the end of your time here, you can turn around and say, actually, I know how much I should be eating, so really I shouldn't yo-yo diet. We see a lot of yo-yo dieters coming in here that have struggled with the fitness industry, that have struggled with slimming world, slimming clubs, and ultimately that's where we're kind of going wrong. Is we need to get that level playing field where we're not just going up and down all the time. We want to get to where we want to get to, and it's going to take time, it's going to take consistency, it's going to take dedication. You're going to get setbacks, but ultimately you need to kind of just stay focused on one thing. We have ladies that maybe have got a little injury, they've been away for a couple of weeks, but they've stuck to their calorie intake on a daily basis for 2 weeks, and they've come back in, we've done their body stat analysis again, just to give them a starting point again after being off for a couple of weeks, and nothing has changed. So we've stayed exactly the same through just being very focused on their eating. And ultimately, 80% of your results are going to come from how much you eat. Okay, so hopefully that's helped you. You'll roughly probably be between 14, 16, 1700 calories a day. So hopefully this has explained a little bit about what the importance of, if you've got a meal plan, the importance of kind of what we're saying about the meal plan is don't make it complicated. Just literally focus on how much you can eat. And obviously, if you've got any questions, just ping us a message. Speak to you soon.